Hi, welcome for our new Magic Tree House chapter today. We're going to be reading Magic Tree House number 11, chapter 7. The title is Hi There. Please think about what prediction you made last time. Remember, Jack and Annie are getting ready to walk into the forest and follow this little gray bird. What kind of bird do you think it is? Why do you think they're following the bird? Do you think the bird's going to take them to danger? Or do you think the bird is helping them in some way? Kind of like all the other animals we've seen in our Magic Tree House books. Today, Mrs. Jones is going to split our screen so you guys can follow along in our story with us as we move through our digital learning together. We get a little bit better. So I'm going to share our screen together right now. And we're going to go to our chapter 7. Hi there. Make sure you follow along with me and think as I'm reading. Was your prediction correct? The forest was cooler than the sunny plains. It was filled with shadows and bird calls. "Where are you?" Jack shouted. "Here," said Annie. He found her in a thick glade. Bright rays streamed between the trees. Green leaves and vines swayed in the dappled light. The little gray bird sat in a tree, twittering at them. "Yuck! What's that?" said Annie. She pointed at a round brown thing hanging from a low branch. Bees buzzed around it. "If that's her nest, it's a pretty weird nest," said Annie. "That's not her nest," said Jack. "It's a beehive. Don't you see all the bees?" "Yikes," said Annie. She stepped back from the tree. But the little bird darted at the beehive and started pecking at it. "What's she doing?" asked Annie. The bird kept pecking at the hive. "I don't know. Maybe she's as nuts as you," said Jack. "Look her up in our book," said Annie. "See if it says that she's nuts." "Are you kidding?" said Jack. "That nutty bird isn't going to be in this book." "Just look." Jack opened up his Africa book and kept turning the pages, just as he thought there was no gray bird in the book. "Forget it," he said. "Please keep looking," said Annie. Jack turned one more page, and there it was, a little gray bird, a beehive, and a tall painted warrior with a spear. "I don't believe this," said Jack. He read the caption out loud. Remember, we call this a caption because it's underneath pictures and stories that we're reading, especially in nonfiction books, right? So here's the caption Jack read. "This bird is called a honey guide. It's both a friend and a helper to the Maasai people, an Africa tribe known for their fierce fighting skills and bravery." I see this right here inside of these quotations right here. This tells us how to sound out this word, Maasai, Maasai people. "Hi, honey guide," Annie called to the bird. "I knew you were important." Jack kept reading. The honey guide leads the Maasai person to the beehive. The bird waits for him or her to scatter the bees and take the honey. Then the bird feasts on the honeycomb. "Well, that's cool," said Jack. "They work together like the zebras and wildebeest and gazelles." "Yeah," said Annie. "And she wants us to be her helpers. We have to scatter the bees and leave her the honeycomb." "How do we do that?" said Jack. He looks back at the book. It didn't say how to do that. "Well, maybe we could wave those weeds over there." "We could wave them at them," said Annie. She pointed to some bright green plants that looked like giant fans. Jack put his book and backpack down, and then he and Annie pulled up the weeds. They waved them near the tree, and as the bees started to scatter. Next, Jack grabbed a tree branch and jiggled it. The hive fell to the ground and broke open. Annie stooped and stuck her finger into the golden honeycomb. "Yum," she said when she tasted the honey. "Try it." Jack stuck his finger into the honeycomb. Here's the little gray bird. Here's the beehive up here that they saw, the weird thing Annie saw with all the bees. These are the fans they chose to wave. And here's the stick that Jack used to break the honeycomb. Get it come down that hive, right? Jack licked off the golden honey. It was the sweetest honey he had ever tasted. "Now the honey guide can get to her honeycomb," said Annie. "Yeah, but she'd better hurry before the bees come back," said Jack. "It's weird," said Annie. "Honey's so sweet and so good, but to get it, you have to go past lots of dangerous bees." "Oh man," whispered Jack. "That's it." "That's what?" said Annie. Jack said Morgan's riddle. "I'm the color of gold, as sweet as can be, but beware of the danger all around me. What am I? I get it, Annie said. Honey. Honey, said Jack, nodding and smiling. That's it. We've answered Morgan's riddle. Let's go home. He stood up to leave, and he gasped. Standing in the shadows was a tall man with a spear and a curved sword hanging from his belt. His face was painted in fierce, bright colors. Jack knew at once what he was, a Maasai warrior. Hi there, Annie said in a small voice. Chapter 8 is titled Yum. What do you think is going to happen in Chapter 8? What do you predict? It's a pretty cool title, Yum. Will the Maasai warrior be kind? Or will he be the enemy? Now we found the answer to our riddle, though, right? What was the answer to our riddle? That's right, honey. We found out that there's a lot of danger that surrounds honey, isn't there? All those honeybees that surround it. Man, is it good and yummy once you can get to it, huh? We'll find out tomorrow what happens in Chapter 8, titled Yum. Make sure you tell someone at home what your prediction is, and we'll find out what happens tomorrow. Thanks for joining me. Have a good day.